Hey everybody, this is just a review of the Ancheer electric bike. There are three things that seem to be important when purchasing an electric bike. One is the wattage of the motor, the amp hour of the battery, and the speed. Maybe four things, and I would say the distance. For me, it was three things. It was the distance, power, and the longevity of the battery. I didn't think 250 watts would be enough, but it seems to be plenty. The distance I have reached on this bike is 30 miles, and that is without power assist. That is pretty good. I wanted to purchase a 500 watt motor. There was some issues with the legality of using it on the street. They prefer you use it off-road, and so they won't license it for you to use it on the street. This one you can use on the street, no license, by the way. So 250 watts, plenty of power, 30 miles, and up to 17 miles an hour. So pretty good. The reason why I purchased this bike was because of the shock absorbers. I was looking at a 500 watt motor and there was no shock absorbers. They had the big fat tires on the bike, but no shock absorbers. This has shock absorbers. The tires are not as fat, but they're pretty big. So I purchased this for around 500. They're flexing between 5 and 7. And I got a good deal on this. Mine was actually under 500 with the warranty, 2-year warranty. I think I paid $480. And so I got a good deal, even with the particular rims that are on it. And it has, what's great about this bike is that it folds. It folds in half, the front tire pops off, the pedals fold to the side, and the seat pops right off also. So you can fold this up, pretty tiny, and that's why I purchased this bike. I am so happy with this bike. I thought that 250 watts would not be enough power. It's plenty of power, and I've used it all day today at the Show and Shine in Prado. And so this is my review of this bike. Hey everybody. Usually when I go hiking, there are some trails that I can't get to because they're very far away, and sometimes my vehicle can't get to those places, so I decided to get an electric bike. And so it took me a while to figure out which bike I wanted. It's kind of has to do with price point, power, and distance. And then you don't want to buy an unreliable bike. So I just put together this bike by Ancheer, and this is going to be a quick review of it. So let's go. As you know, I have a van, and the area inside my van is very small, and so I had to make a decision on what kind of bike I wanted to get. I didn't necessarily want to put I'm going to eventually have a towing package on my van, but it's not necessarily going to be for my bike. And what's good about this bike is that it folds. And some of the latches I've seen on other bikes are pretty chintzy. They're spring loaded, and some people have trouble getting them folding and unfolding, but this one's pretty easy actually, and pretty sturdy. You just pull this latch up, you pull this out, and let me see if I can do it while I'm holding my camera. There you go, and it folds in half. And so it's really sturdy, really sturdy latching system. It's not spring loaded like the other ones I've seen, and by the way, people have trouble with those ones. this one just shuts like this, and there it is. So it's foldable. It comes with 7 gears, Shimano. It has power assist on it. So let's go over the controller. All you do is hold this button. It comes on. Right now it's on low. If I want to increment to mid or high or back down. Right now it's on power assist. If I want to take power assist off, all I do is tap that, and now it's now I can just use this throttle right here for full power. Comes with a little horn, a light, and it lights on. Oh, you can't see that light. I'll turn it off and see if it makes a difference. Yeah, so light. The battery is kept in here. Here's the controller. What's good about this particular setup is that some batteries are down here, and all the dirt, or if it's raining, gets sprayed up onto the controller, which is not very good. So the controller being here is safer. If it's sprinkling or something, you can just put a plastic bag on this and it'll be safe. You'll be all right. But having it down here, I've seen them with down here. People don't like that. It's been trouble to have it down here. Gets all dirty, and basically you want to keep this controller pretty clean. You gotta plug it in. Here's where you plug it in right here. Take this little cap off right there, and just plug it right there. And the battery sits in here. Let me take it out. And let's see, what do we have? If I can get that on film. It's an 8 amp hour battery, 36 volt. So it's kept in this bag up in front. What's cool about this too is that if you want to take the front tire off, you can just after I installed it, you just take this and you flip this latch and you can take the tire off right quick. And the same with the seat. If you want to take the seat off, just undo this latch and you can take the seat off. I actually bought this separate, this little rack here, and so I guess that switches for the rack. So let me revise. That was my mistake. The latch for the seat's right here. Yeah. So again, there's a latch to fold it. Here's the gearing system down here. 7 speeds. The pedals fold. So create more room. Fold out. Another awesome feature about this bike is the suspension. When I was searching for a bike, I saw one 500 watt bike, but they had no suspension. So you're going to feel all that in your arms and legs. It's going to be a lot of vibration, and you know, if you have a 500 watt bike, can you imagine not having suspension? That was one of the key things for me when I bought this bike, is to get a suspension. I used to ride a mountain bike, and it makes a difference, believe me. So it comes with a really good front shock absorber system in the front, and for the price, I paid about $500 for this. That's a good deal. Like I say, I saw a 500 watt bike for $1,000, no suspension whatsoever. They had the big fat tires, but no suspension. You want a suspension. I'm going to tell you right now, I do recommend a suspension if you're purchasing a bike. Another thing I want to mention is that the tire pressure on this says something like 40 to 65 psi. This is 26 inch tire frame. So the air pressure, my air pressure is around 37. I mean, I don't know how you can get 65 pounds of pressure in this. I would imagine you can, but it just doesn't seem right. So my pressure is around 37 or 38, and putting that amount of pressure, it seemed like the tire was already full at that particular point. So even though it recommends between 40 and 65 psi, I only have like 37 psi on both my tires. And there's this shock absorber in the back. If it means anything to anybody, FA-688, that's the shock absorber that's being used. When setting it up, I had to connect these two wires, this one here, and where's the other one at? And this one here. So, can I get that on camera? This particular set right here, both of these right here. These two right here. 1, 2. Just to give you guys a close-up of different parts of the bike. And comes with a kickstand. Let me show you the front part in case everybody wants to get. I think I might need something for the front of mine still. I don't know if you guys see what I'm talking about. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. And I can take the tire off with that latch right there. On mine, I do not have the spokes. I just have this kind of mag type wheel.